Hello everyone, welcome to the Stalwart Initiative, and we're back for our first look at Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. We're going to start right in the middle with Dark Gifts. Normally I have pretty heavily cover races, subclasses, that kind of stuff, so hey, so we got something new to play with. Let's take a look. Dark Gifts are like a mini warlock, a mini warlock patron thing. Your character has come in contact. In a lot of cases, it's as the campaign starts or as your game starts, you would have already had this happen in your past, come in contact with some kind of dark forces, made some kind of bargain with them, and now you have this dark gift, for better or for worse. You can also earn it through play, as a player talking to your DM about integrating this into your campaign. And let's take a look here. So the dark powers influence many who struggle within their clutches, tempting both the innocent and ambitious with whispered promises. These sinister bargains are rarely spoken, coming in dreams or mysterious visions, but their terms are always clear and their price is terrible. A character can select a dark gift from the dark gift description section. They give you an option of 8 dark gifts here in this book. This supernatural gift expresses both a mysterious power and insidious influence. Work with your DM to determine how your character gained this dark gift. Is it the manifestation of a family curse? Is it a reward for a sacrifice you made at a forgotten shrine? Did you bargain with a voice whispering from a mirror, the sea, or the mists? Does the dark gift compound with your other character choices to reinforce your unique origin? Each dark gift can be expressed in various ways, with the following options exploring various manifestations to spark your imagination. Now, we're not going to go through the entire dark bargains section. It's basically stating like how you can kind of incorporate this into your campaign, your current campaign, if you don't already have it, and also if you need my ideas just to generate your backstory on how you got this dark gift. Dark gifts are intended for starting characters, but characters who don't choose one might be presented with opportunities to gain a dark gift as their stories and desperate circumstances unfold. And we're just going to go down to the dark gift description. This is just a look at all 8 dark gifts. So I'm going to kind of go through them pretty quickly so the video is not too terribly long. But the Echoing Soul. Your soul isn't your own, or at least it wasn't always your own. Whether you live past lives, your soul was swapped into a different body, or you have a link connecting you to another being. You experience echoes from another life. These echoes grant you knowledge, talents, and even languages you can't always explain, but they always intrude on your perceptions and beliefs unexpectedly. Roll on the, okay, so a lot of these are going to have a table here, like your initial table, and these are the ideas on how you have this gift, how it manifests in your character, and you can roll on this randomly, or you can pick how you want this to go. And here are the examples for the echo. And with all of these, there are benefits to having the dark gift. Mostly this is role play stuff as far as like how you have it and how it manifests, and then you'll get a list of benefits, sometimes debatable, and then you'll get like this with intrusive echoes. Then you'll get a list or a statement saying like, hey, here's the caveat, here's the things that could go wrong or maybe right, but the unexpected things that you should expect coming from this dark gift. So there is our soul echoes, and it basically gives a list of, I was physically and spiritually merged with another being. I share my body with an intangible otherworldly force, etc., etc. And their first feature is channeled prowess. You gain proficiency in 2 skills of your choice, so that's very nice. 2 additional skills, especially if you are playing a character who doesn't get that many skill choices, and the fact that these are any skills and not just a select few that you would get from your class or background. Very cool, very cool. And you can also speak, read, and write 1 additional language of your choice. This dark gift is very orients you very well within a world. Lets you be good at certain things that you either might not be good at, or you think your character should be good at, or might also help in areas that you would lack, and you can kind of chalk it up to the voices that echo and help you with those skills. And 1 additional language is nice. Now the caveat here is called intrusive echoes. Immediately after you make an attack roll, an ability check, or saving throw, and roll a 1 on the d20, your soul's memories emerge and overtake your perceptions and experiences. You might see people around you as someone other than who they are, or become disoriented by a double experience of the world around you. Roll on the intrusive echoes table, and yeah, basically one of these, if you roll a natural one of these things is going to manifest as a reaction for that. So this can vary as far as intensity and how bad it is. So you know, roll 1 on the d6. You're charmed for 1 minute by a creature. You're charmed by a creature you can see, DM's choice, for 1 minute or until the creature damages you. That can be very, very painful in the middle of combat. Same thing with frightened. Number 2 is frightened. Same way. It's number 3 is you perceive another time or place around you until the end of your next turn. During this time, you're blinded to your actual surroundings, so you gain the blinded condition. The 4th one up here is you perceive a different time or place overlapping your surroundings. Your speed is halved until the end of your next turn, kind of like stuck and trying to feel your way around and work your way through this environment that is temporarily warped. And number 5 is memories and sensations overwhelm you. You're incapacitated until the start of your next turn. And incapacitated that's even more brutal than frightened, blinded. This just totally knocks you out of the fight. And if you're in a fight, if you're not in a fight, these can be not as brutal. Your 6th one is your memory is one of triumph. You can re-roll the ability check, attack roll, or saving throw that you just made. You must use the new roll. So number 6 is actually a good thing. If you get a natural 1 on one of those, then you get another chance to roll it. Probably not rolling another natural 1, but hey, the dice will do what the dice will do. But that's actually a very good thing. So you have a 1 in 6 chance of something bad not happening. 5 out of 6 that something bad will. You know, me personally, unless it was part of this character story, these benefits are not enough to warrant, if I'm playing a combat-oriented character, not enough to warrant all these bad things that can happen to you in the middle of a battle at a very inopportune time. So Echoing Soul is great for roleplay. I wouldn't trust it in battle. It's just too high of a cost, you know? Next one is the Gathered Whispers. You're haunted by spiritual beings, whether the souls of the departed or entities from another plane. Their voices endlessly whisper, taunt, or cajole, sometimes rising to unearthly howls. Only you can perceive the spirits, unless you allow them to speak through you. The spirits are intangible and invisible. Anyone who can see invisible creatures sees only fleeting glimpses of these spirits as they haunt you. And here is the table here, the Whispering Spirits table, and this is just kind of how they manifest. And a few examples: fiendish presences vie for my soul, and the spirits of those I killed linger around me, and it's all this cacophony of voices, just constantly at you. And the first feature here is Spirit Whispers. You learn the message cantrip, if you don't already know it, and requires no components to cast it. When you cast a spell, the messages are delivered by one of your whispering spirits rather than you or the target's voice. Creepy. Your spellcasting ability modifier, and that's the way with all these. I really like that they're offering these choices: intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. Your choice when you gain the gift. I like that. I like the choice. It's not attached to one specific ability score. So, so you automatically gain the message cantrip, and it's delivered in a creepy and cool way, or respond in a creepy, cool way. The roleplay aspects of that, that's pretty cool. The second feature is Sudden Cacophony. When you're hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to channel your haunting spirits, letting their voices howl through you. If the attacker isn't deafened, add your proficiency bonus to your AC against the attack, potentially causing it to miss. Once this trait causes an attack to miss, you can't use the trait again until you finish a long rest. I really like this, and this is actually pretty powerful. So once during a long rest, you essentially get a free scaling shield spell, essentially. I know it starts out a lot less than shield, as it will scale from 2 to 6 depending on your proficiency bonus, but you get it per long rest, and it doesn't waste it if it doesn't work or if you accidentally use it. It says once you Yeah, once this trait causes an attack to miss, then you can't use it again. So very cool, very cool. Sudden Cacophony can come in pretty clutch. So we get the message cantrip and a AC boost once per long rest as for the boons of this. Now we're looking at our Voices from Beyond, which is essentially the same thing as the last one we looked at. You roll one on the D20, then you roll this D4 table, as opposed to a D6 table. This one's only a D4. Voices from Beyond, and it's got things like you have disadvantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw you make. That can suck, but if it happens to you outside of combat, like if you roll a natural one on an ability check, you're as the players, you can kind of game this system and just do another ability check in the very near future so that you can get that miss out of the way. I can see that being gamed pretty easy. Not so much in combat, but outside of. And the second one is you're deafened by the voices for 1 minute. That stinks, but not too detrimental, not like the chart we were looking at earlier. And the third one is you're frightened of the creature closest to you other than yourself until the end of your next turn. If multiple creatures are closest, the DM chooses which creature you're frightened of. And as a DM, yeah, probably an ally. That's more fun. It's more fun. Not always. It won't always be an ally, but it's more fun a lot of times. So very cool, very cool. I mean, not cool if it's happening to you, but it's still not incapacitated. Nothing that bad yet. And the fourth one is within the next 10 minutes, you can ask your spirits about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. You can receive an omen as if you had cast the augury spell. The omen manifests as whispers from your spirits, perceptible only to you. So, hey, free augury spell if things go bad. Yay, that's cool. So for the next 30 minutes, this is not too bad. This, to me, is worth the trade-off. This AC boost and having the message cantrip, unless you already have access to the message cantrip, in which case, unless, like I said before, unless it fits with the character, I would skip it. Okay, next up is Living Shadow. Oh, I really like the Living Shadow one. So the shadow you cast is animate and ever-present, even when lighting conditions would otherwise prevent it. Your shadow occasionally moves out of sync with you. Sometimes it appears to be undertaking random but mundane tasks, while at other times it acts out your darker impulses, threatening or even attacking other shadows. With effort, you can bend this shadow puppetry to your will. And the shadow quirk table here is pretty funny. This is kind of how your shadow manifests itself and does some weird things, and it's cool. So we have it holds a weapon and bears wounds. That you can have your shadow missing an arm when you don't actually miss an arm. Your shadow fiddles with or occasionally breaks tiny non-magical objects. That would be really rough as like a rogue and you're trying to sneak around. There's 6 examples here to how your shadow behaves. And the first actual feature is Grasping Shadow. You learn the Mage Hand cantrip, if you don't already know it, and require no components to cast it. The hand created by the spell is shadowy, but is not bound to your actual shadow. Your spellcasting ability is Intelligence, Wisdom, Charisma again, your choice. So you gain the Mage Hand cantrip. Okay, if you don't already have it, that is. So the other feature is Shadow Strike. When you make a melee attack roll, you can increase your reach for that attack by 10 feet. Your shadow stretches and delivers the attack as if it were you. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So I really like how they worded this. This extends your attack roll, and it doesn't have to be it's a melee attack roll, but it doesn't have to be a melee weapon attack. So that's cool. But this is proficiency bonus times. That's nice, a scaling amount of times that you can use it, and it increases your reach by 10 feet. So if you already have reach, like if you're a bugbear or whatever, that'll increase it even farther. And very cool, very cool. And the caveat here is the Ominous Will. Immediately after you make an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw you roll a natural 1. Basically the same thing. The next time you or a creature within 30 feet of you that you can see makes an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, roll a d4. If the number is odd, reduce the total by the number rolled. If the number is even, increase the total by the number rolled. Once this effect occurs, it can't happen again until you finish a short or long rest. So when this happens, it's basically it's either going to be it's either going to be like a bless effect or like a bane effect. You don't really know whether it's going to be a detriment to your party or a boon. So that's cool. I like the randomness of it. It's kind of portraying the trickery side of the shadow. Very cool. Very cool. I like the living shadow. I like it. The reach that many times per day is not extremely powerful, but it is helpful. It is useful, and just the imagining the whole thing with the shadow and dealing with it through your role play is pretty cool. I like it. Next up, we have Mistwalker. The Mist grip all who tread the domains of dread, which is the setting here. The Ravenloft's setting, or Ravenloft is in one of the domains of dread. But you know how to slip through their grasp. You can navigate the mist successfully given enough time and a little luck. But this freedom comes with a price. If you remain in one area for too long, the mist can find you and drain your life force. And this gives you a Misty Travels table, and this is cool. You learned a secret about the nature of the mists. Ever since, you can manipulate them, but the lands you walk have turned against you, and you're part of an organization, a family, or a tyranid. Wow, I don't recognize that word. Itinerant. Yeah, English. Sorry. Itinerant community with experience traveling the mists. They taught you how to do the same. So you have a few more examples here of how you got your mist powers. And though these features are kind of specific for Ravenloft, as a DM, I would, if it fits the story, and coincidentally, I'm running a campaign that is about mist or miasma right now. So if it fits the story, you can fashion this. You can tweak this up a little bit to make it fit into your campaign. If you're a player, talk to your DM about, hey, I really like this. How can we make it fit? And these are not set in stone. It doesn't have to be this campaign setting. So your first thing is Misty Step. Pretty self-explanatory. You can cast the Misty Step spell, requiring no spell slot, and you must finish a long rest before you can cast it again in this way. Spellcasting modifier is ability, wisdom, or charisma, your choice. But I like this. If you have spell slots of second level or higher, you can cast a spell with them. So this is giving you Misty Step as a spell known. So any, no matter whatever your class, subclass is, as long as you're a spellcaster, you get Misty Step. As long as you can cast second level spells. Even that aside, you can still cast it for free once a day. Very cool. This is already pretty powerful if you can cast it. I would say if you can put it on your spell list, having like your paladin have Misty Step, stuff like that, or your Eldritch Knight, stuff like that. So yeah, very cool. The second feature is Mist Traveler. When you enter the mists intent on reaching a specific domain, you're treated as if you possess a Mist Talisman key to that domain. To use this trait, you must know the name of the domain you have chosen as your destination, but you don't need to have previously visited that land. This trait doesn't allow you to bypass domain borders closed by a Dark Lord's will. So all the domains of dread, a Dark Lord runs them, and they can kind of lock it down if they'd like. So if it is at that point, then this doesn't bypass that. But yeah, like I said before, you can tailor this to your campaign, maybe allowing them to teleport somewhere, a specific place or specific places. Very cool. And the last one is Poisoned Roots. When you finish a long rest, the world around you in a 10-mile radius becomes a siphon that will eventually leech away your vitality. You can remain in the area safely for a number of weeks equal to your Constitution modifier, minimum 1, and thereafter, each time you finish a long rest in the area, you must succeed on a DC 15 con save or gain 1 level of exhaustion that can't be removed while you remain in the area. This can be brutal, especially if you're we're running kind of a West Marches style campaign right now. So if you have a hub, like a home, a place that you keep coming back to, this can ruin that for you. At least make you have to adapt very heavily in your campaign. You know what? This has gone, we've done half of these, and I'm kind of going pretty thorough with this. I thought I was going to buzz through it, but it feels better to kind of read through it, give examples and all that stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We're going to cover in a few days, we'll cover the remaining Dark Gifts, and then we'll move on to something else in the book. This is only the beginning of the coverage. Just got it yesterday through Roll20 here. So yeah, we'll be hammering through new Van Richten's content every few days. So thank you very much. Thanks for joining me. And yeah, until next time, unity is strength. So take care of each other, stay safe, and I'll see you again real soon.